everyone, Bernard here on behalf of MovieGameNostalgia.com. I hope you're all well. A little movie review again today, and we're looking at a little film, a British horror film. Very rare things these days. I mean, I grew up with old Hammer horrors, but a long time ago now. But we have a little independent style British horror film called Amulet. Please, if you're new to this little channel, you enjoy movie drama reviews and TV movie reviews and cinema movie reviews, please push that subscribe button and make sure your notifications set to public if you want to hear about these latest things as well. And please, we also do information vlogs on new releases out to buy, and obviously very soon, fingers crossed, new releases back on at the cinema. Right, today, Amulet, 99 minutes. I think this is going to be an 18 in the UK. I have no certificate yet. I'm very surprised it was given a 15 rating, to be honest with you. Very prudish, the BBFC, British Board of Film Censorship these days in the UK, and it seems to be sort of glossed over these days, but they are a bit finicky, a bit Mary Whitehousey in the old days. If any of you are old my age can remember old Mary Whitehouse, she used to whinge about everything. Yeah, Amulet, 2020 British horror film, written and directed by Romola Garai in her directorial debut. So do you give them a bit of leeway? No, people do. People give someone a little bit of leeway when it's the debut, but I don't. I mean, at the end of the day, I want to be entertained. I don't care if it's the first or 101st film. I just want to be entertained and enjoy a film. It stars Carla Juri. Imelda Staunton's in this. Obviously not the main role, but she has a little bit of a role in this. And Alec Sekaranu, if that's how you pronounce it. I'm not too sure. My apologies, Alec, if I've done that totally wrong. What's it about? Well, it's a homeless ex-soldier in London is offered a place to stay at a decaying house. Potential there, haven't we? Inhabited by a young woman, her dying mother, and begins to suspect something unnatural is living there too. Yeah, I mean, you see a little through flashbacks. You see a little of this guy's past as a soldier, etc. And obviously, it's a good scenario, isn't it? For a horror film, that's not a bad little plot, to be honest with you, and it sort of piqued my interest when I saw it. Is it any good? Well, again, this further piqued my interest. Rotten Tomatoes, which obviously use that, it holds an approval rating, a positivity rating of 72%. And as I'm doing this, that's based on 54 critics, and that's 39 fresh and 15 rotten. So there is a fair proportion of rotten. Obviously, it's probably 2/3 to a third, isn't it? It's getting an average rating of 6.35 out of 10, which is okay. That's not bad. That's not a bad score. The website's critics consensus, and that's his combined, reads, if its chilly sense of dread never quite becomes spine-tingling terror, Amulet remains smart, solidly disquieting fun for genre fans seeking slow-building horror. So quite positive from Rotten Tomatoes. What about Metacritic? The critic score on Metacritic, yeah, well, they liked it as well. They're giving it an average score of 64 out of 100, 64%, and that's based on 18 critics. One of the people who did like it was Hollywood Reporter's David Rooney, who gave it 8 out of 10 and wrote, it's all way freakier than it is frightening, but there's a distinctive taste for cruelty here that marks Garai as an audacious new horror auteur. There you go. They're all at least 6 out of 10, actually, all the critics. There's just one that falls below it, who's Slash Films' Chris Evangelista. Only gives it 4 out of 10. Interesting what the comment, obviously this book's a trend, but the comment reads, a painfully slow slog, this horror film from Romola Garai has plenty of good ideas and a few neat creature effects, but that's not enough to salvage things. And I'll tell you now, before I go on to my little review in a moment, I'm more in line with that review than some of the other reviews praising the effort, to be honest with you. And this is where we differ now, because obviously that's the critics. The critics do seem to like it, but as so often happens, obviously the Joe Public, you and me, obviously really do differ from the critics. Internet Movie Database, the user rating, the user score is only 4.3 out of 10, so that's well down, and that's based on quite a lot of reviews. That's based on just under 300 reviews. A couple of the comments, for horror fans who like their movies weird, very arty, maybe too arty, but that's okay. So someone like, say it's whether you like your films to be entertaining or look nice or visually attractive or visually good to watch. I mean, I do want to be entertained. I like them to not look nice, but I do want to actually enjoy the thing. One of the writers, this sort of an interesting piece from Hamper Snow on the 25th of July. He wrote this. It's interesting but slow as a headline, and I'm just going to quote this because I echo most of the critique in this, most of the sentiment. And he writes, "The people behind this movie got many things right. An interesting story, outstanding cinematography, excellent acting from the entire cast, great atmosphere and some sickening horror effects. The problem is that the interesting story is slow to develop and overall much of the movie drags. Too many shots of corrosion and decay, spooky statues and slime, but not enough action. The movie needed to move along, and because it didn't, it felt overly long. Secrets and demons, this could have been a cut above your usual horror movie. It's certainly well made, but in 2020 the average audience is going to ask more from a horror film than this delivers. Worth a one-time watch if you stick with it." Yeah, and I say I have actually made the effort to read that one out because I do agree with the sentiment actually in that view. I agree with most of that. So my little views, obviously, as well as that, because obviously, as I was saying, I'm echoing that sort of thoughts. Yeah, I mean, this is a prime example of the critics liking a directorial debut. But obviously, me and you, we're watching it. Obviously, we want to watch a film and be, as a horror film, we want to be scared, obviously, but we want to have a little bit of a powerful setting and have an effect on us. And this really, for me, doesn't quite do it. It has the powerful effect, but obviously without the story to back it up. There's a lot to like about the overall package. I said the plot there. The plot was really interesting. A really good plot, a good basic plot for a good horror movie. But as entertainment, it just annoyed me. I mean, that's the word I can probably use. It was just so annoying watching it because there was so much they could have done with it. You know, obviously they probably did it. Garay, as the director, probably was happy with what it was, but I just found it really annoying that they didn't expand on things and develop things and underdevelop other things. You know, it was a bit of a mishmash, and it was annoying. There is a decent story. And with some tweaks, and you sort of find yourself watching these films and sort of thinking, oh, we'll do this, do that. It would much be a much better film. So less of perhaps what I call the arty-farty stuff and more substance. It would have been so much better. Yeah, no doubt Garay as talent, and obviously this but it's a shame that actually that talent was sort of not followed through with a little bit of a better, more intriguing storyline as well. I mean, I think it's a missed opportunity, and I think it's trying at times to be too clever for its own good. And overall, after watching it, I was just a little bit disappointed. I've actually watched it twice, to be honest with you. I mean, a lot of these sort of films where there's there is flashbacks in it, etc., and there's sort of things you think you may have missed when you were watching it originally. So I actually watched this twice, and yeah, on the second watching, I didn't pick up anything more from the film than the first watch. So my little rating, as I said, it's so much promise, but a little bit disappointed. But I'm not going to put anyone off watching this. So if you know my scores, it's not. I'm going to give it a less than watchable score, which I'm going to give it a 5.5 out of 10. But if you know my scores, that means that I wouldn't put anyone off watching it, and people do get a lot out of it, obviously. But as you say, it's more a critic film this than perhaps Joe Public, you and me watching the film. I say it's so much could have been so much better, and I say the presentation, cinematography, the acting, everything was really, really good. It's just a shame that the story just missed out just a little bit with this little film, Amulet. So yeah, I'm going to give it 5.5 out of 10, but please, if you watch it, let me know what you think of this thing anyway. Right, have a look at the poster, don't we? Well, the poster, I like the poster. I mean, I must admit, I do sort of like the poster. I like the nun effects. I like the wings, the sort of bat wings effect, and obviously you've got a little statue there that comes into the film as well. So I do quite like the poster. It's nice, not bad to have on your wall. So I'm going to give the poster victory on the poster versus the movie. I mean, I said that, obviously I wasn't overly impressed with the movie, was I? But from that score, it was a bit of a letdown. But I like the poster. I do like the poster. I'm going to give the poster 6.5 out of 10. So yeah, it's something I wouldn't have. It's just a nice mix. All right, you've got a bit of words there, a bit of quotes, etc. Which I'm not really into that sort of thing. But I just like the actual nun with that effect on her headgear, if you like. So I'm gonna give poster victory today. I'm gonna give the poster 6.5 as opposed to the movie 5.5. Please, if you just check on my little links there. And if you're more into Facebook than Twitter, you can friend me on Facebook at BoardGameGeek. I try to post everything on Twitter as well, on Facebook as well as Twitter. So if you're not really a Twitter person, more Facebook, please just friend me on Facebook on BoardGameGeek, and I'll sort that out from there. There you go. Well, thanks for watching. Please, and if you can have a look at my little moviegamenostalgia.com website as well for old rare DVDs, movie posters and board games on there. So you can have a look round. Fantastic. Thumbs up to you. Much appreciated. Anyway, thanks for joining me for this little movie review today. And please, as I said, if you do get to watch this, let me know what you think in the comments below. Anyway, what we're going to do yesterday, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your family. More importantly, let's all look after each other. Until you join me again for another little review or information vlog, this is Bernard saying goodbye for now, and please stay safe, everyone. Bye bye.